Okay, real quick, I want to outline a few more things about the Western genre and McCarthy's adoption of the sort of plot line. And if you look at science fiction movies or stories, science fiction borrows heavily on the classic Western plot line. And in fact, maybe even some of these patterns that I'll talk about in a minute, we could apply directly to, say, Star Wars and Luke Skywalker, because in many ways, it's just a retelling of the Western plot. But McCarthy sticks to this formula, but he has a very unique way of handling it and situating it so that it becomes transformed, that he works within the genre while also transcending it. So one of the characteristics is like the hero is in some way cut off from roots, as in John Grady's grandfather's death and the selling of the ranch and his leaving represents this. And Luke Skywalker, it's the destruction of his aunt and uncle's little farm there on that isolated planet, and he is forced, out to fend for himself. And there's a quality of restlessness. There's an aspect of the nomadic. We see that definitely in John Grady. Is that in Luke Skywalker? Yeah, he's quite restless. And it's not until he gets cut off from his family that he is able to fully explore that. Comes unknown from the wilderness and enters into a well-defined social group. Okay, we're about to see this happen in the middle section of All the Pretty Horses when John Grady gets work on this ranching operation. How do we see this in Luke Skywalker? Maybe this is a little bit of a stretch, but what's the well-defined social group that he encounters the rebel resistance and he becomes a part of that? I don't know, maybe I'm stretching it a little bit much there. But there's both with Grady and um, Luke Skywalker, there's like these tests of manhood, if you will, because it's a male-centered plot line in both of these. Um, and it's in this testing though that they develop and they demonstrate an exceptional ability to evolve and to rise to the occasion and achieve some sort of special status. Concerning the love life of these characters in the classic Western plot, most of the time there is a connection that happens in which, it's usually classically the most beautiful girl who takes the interest in the hero, but there are people in society that don't trust this union due to the mysterious past of the hero. We see this happening with John Grady Cole. It happens in a strange way in the Luke Skywalker story, because it turns out that Princess Leia is actually the sister, but we can see how the Han Solo Princess Leia romance sort of fits in with this. And he's kind of a misfit. He's not of royalty. He has a mysterious past, and that. So there is that sort of dynamic at play there. So I wanted to make a comparison then between science fiction, modern science fiction stories, and then this classic Western plot. And I should also mention that Will Wright is a literary critic who helped us sort of chart this archetypal pattern. And I want you to be able to see that, Cormac McCarthy kind of goes through the list here, and his character, John Grady Cole, lines up with all of these patterns. And that's that.